Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So hopefully on this video we get an engine in this truck and see her running. Okay, so basically the engine we have here is pretty much the same engine that I took out of the truck to begin with. I got this engine from Summit Racing. This is the original water pump I had. All I did was repainted it. Now I painted it with gray to match with the intake. So the intake is new. This is actually an Edelbrock intake. I don't know too much if it's gonna do much about performance, but why not? The engine's already out and might as well make it look nice and pretty. These are my original valve covers. All I did was paint these black. All the sensors or adapters, EGR valve, anything like that has already been taken out from the old motor and put onto the new motor. I didn't record any of that process. I didn't want to bore you on that, so we're gonna move on to the action. The other thing I added that was new was the flywheel. I didn't have to buy a new flywheel. You can see the old one there. But again, it's one of those things, guys. It's already out. Why not go ahead and just get a new one? Because if this thing goes bad, I really don't want to take the transmission off just to get to it. So what we're gonna do at this point, we're gonna go ahead and open the garage and move the truck back. And the other cool thing is, I actually bought another cool toy to make it easier to lift this truck up, and I'll show you here in a bit. All right, so now that we got the truck as far as back as we need it to be, as you can see, there's the transmission already just hanging there, waiting to be reattached to the engine. Well, obviously we gotta put a jack under there, and this truck is already pretty low, so I can't really fit a jack underneath that. So that's where these come in handy. So I bought myself some quick jacks. And I have to say, I've already used it. They come pretty handy, especially if you have a low car or a low truck. These things right here will lift the truck right up, and you'll get plenty of room underneath that bare minimum space we have to work with. So if you're like me and you're always working on your own stuff, I highly recommend you get you a pair. Make your life a lot easier working on anything you have in your garage. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the jacks underneath the truck where they need to be to get this truck lifted, and we can get the process started. Okay, as you can see, it makes a huge difference. We got probably about 2 feet right now of clearance underneath the truck. Way better than what it was before that I have to deal with. I probably had about half of that before, so this makes a huge difference. Plus, if I have to get underneath, it makes it a lot easier to bolt or touch anything I need to. Alright, so we finally got the engine in front of the, actually on top of the truck, ready to go in. We already have the transmission already on the jack, pushed up as much as we can, and hopefully it's not gonna be that hard to get this engine in there. It wasn't hard to take it out, but like everything mechanical, every time you put something back, it's gonna take a little longer than taking it out. So we finally have the engine dropped. The next thing we gotta do is put those motor mounts nice and tight, the left and the right side, which I'm gonna do here next. As you can see, the engine and transmission are now together. I still gotta put all the bolts on the transmission, but it shouldn't be that hard putting those bolts in there. Other than that, guys, it's just a matter of putting it all back together at this point. Alright, time for a little update. I already got my spark plugs in there on both sides, as you can see. I got most of the electrical done already. I still gotta mess with some stuff in the front before I put the belt on and the fan cover. But one thing I forgot to mention is these are my old headers here. I know I can reuse these. Only problem is they're starting to leak a little bit, only on the outside tubes. But overall, they look pretty beat. I've already painted them once, and the paint kind of came off as I was taking them off the truck, and it didn't come out so well. These are pretty old. I'm probably gonna get rid of them because I'm putting these on. These are brand new. I bought these from Summit Racing. They just look a lot nicer, and they're gonna make the truck look a lot better versus what I have there. I'm gonna go ahead and put these on and keep moving forward. Okay, so I already got the spark plug, distributor, vacuum lines, serpentine belt, I had to get a new power steering pulley because I used a cheap tool and it messed up the tip of the power steering pulley I had on here before. But in a way, it was a good thing because I didn't like the one I had on it. It was pretty rusted out and the coloring was pretty much coming off. And this one looks nice, and obviously you can tell it's brand new. But the minor issue that I'm running into after putting the headers on is because of the old style headers, these were a little bit more extended on both sides, so the mid pipe won't work anymore. Unless obviously I take it to a exhaust shop. So what I did do is went back to Summit Racing in Arlington and picked up the mid pipe that they had to offer for the headers that I have on it now. So this should pretty much bolt on, but other than that, it's coming out pretty good. All I have left is pretty much put the fluids in, bolt down the radiator, put some oil in it, and hopefully we get lucky on the first try. So we got the mid pipe finally installed. Got all those bolts tightened up. There's the connection there. There's the other side there. Just enough room for the O2 sensor. Man, it worked out perfect. I thought I was gonna run into some issues, but man, I have just enough clearance for that O2 sensor. And the back just bolts up pretty easy. 2 bolts, and that's it. But that's what she looks like from the bottom side. So we got the pipe taken care of and we avoided the exhaust shop for now. All right, so I finally put it all together. I just put oil in it and coolant. This is gonna be the first start. Hopefully we don't have any issues, but if we do, we'll see what we run into and fix it from there. All right, here goes nothing. She started right up. It's good to hear this thing run smooth, but the next thing we gotta do is get the timing set right, because I'm pretty sure the timing's a little off. She's all set and done. I drove her around a couple of times today just to make sure everything's running right. We had no leaks. And the bottom pipe worked out pretty good. It didn't bottom out or anything. But overall, there she is. She's finally ready and I can start moving her around again. But that's gonna put it into this video, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed watching the video and I really hope this encourages others to just give it a shot yourself. You don't know until you try, and sometimes it's not as hard as it seems. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button if you haven't already, and we'll see y'all on the next video.